Hello viewers. In this video, we will discuss about theories of management. You can see here two questions written here. It is asked in the previous university examination by KUHS. The first question is short note. It carries 5 marks. It is about theories of management. Second question is enumerate the following, that is for 4 marks, that is mention or list down 4 theories of management. We will try to solve these questions in the coming section. First, we will see the answer of short note. You have to begin your answer by writing what is mean by management theory or meaning of management theory. You can understand the management theory like this. These theories are set of general rule. What are management theories? These are set of general rule. This general rule help the managers and the employee. How it helps the manager? It helps the manager in guiding him to manage an organization in a proper way. How it assists the employee? It helps each employee to effectively relate to the business goal. It helps the employee to understand the goal of the business enterprise in which he is working and to implement effective means to achieve the goal. Management theories are set of general rule. It will help the managers and the employees. After writing the meaning, you have to write the classification of management theory. Here you will see how the management theories are classified. There are 3 categories. First one, classical management theory. Second, neoclassical management theory. Third, modern management theory. You can see the boy is thinking what are the classes of or what are the categories of management theory. So the answer is 3 category: classical management, neoclassical management and modern management. After writing the classification, draw this diagram. This diagram shows evolution of management theory. You can see an arrow mark. This arrow mark starts before or from 1880 to 1930, then 1920 to 1950 and after 1950. The first was classical management theory or classical management school. Both are same. Under classical management, you can see what are the theories comes under. The scientific management, administrative management and bureaucratic management. You have to write these theories under this class. The second category is neoclassical management or school. Under that, there is human relation theory and behavioral management theory. Mention these two under this category. Third category is modern management school, that is developed after 1950. It includes systems theory, contingency theory, organizational humanism and management science theory. Draw this diagram in your answer sheet. Then after writing the diagram, mention about each type of theory in brief. First, about classical management theory. Already we have seen it consists of scientific management, administrative management and bureaucratic management. You can see 3 authors here or 3 theorists here. The first person is Weber, that is the author of bureaucratic organization theory. Second is Taylor, he is the author of scientific management theory. And the theorist of administrative management is Pio. The common characteristics to all these 3 branches is the emphasis on economic rationality of management and organization. They give importance to the economic or the management of money, or they give importance to the efficiency of the organization. Other words, productivity of the organization. ഒരു ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ എങ്ങനെ പ്രൊഡക്റ്റീവ് ആവാം എന്നുള്ളതിനെ പറ്റിയുള്ള ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് ആണ് ഇവർ ഈ 3 ബ്രാഞ്ചസും കൊടുക്കുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഈ 3 ബ്രാഞ്ചസും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഈ 3 തിയറിയും ഒരേ ഹെഡിങ്ങിന്റെ കീഴിൽ വന്നത് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരേ ക്ലാസിന്റെ കീഴിൽ വന്നത്. ഇക്കണോമിക് റാഷണാലിറ്റിക്ക് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് കൊടുക്കുന്നതുകൊണ്ട്. After writing briefly about classical management theory, describe very shortly about each type of theory under classical management. First, about scientific management theory. The author of the theory is Taylor. He conducted controlled experiment or scientific experiment to optimize his workers' productivity. After conducting these experiments, he came to the conclusion that scientific method is essential for productivity, not the judgment or discretion of the manager. So what produce or what increase the productivity of an organization? The scientific method, not the discretion or judgment of the manager. So this management theory promotes standardization, specialization, assignment based on ability, extensive training and supervision to achieve an organization's efficiency and productivity. According to scientific management theory or according to Taylor, for a business enterprise to be efficient and productive, they have to follow these 5 practices. What are the 5 practices? Standardization, specialization, assignment based on ability, extensive training and supervision. In brief, the author of the theory is Taylor. He conducted several scientific experiments to formulate his conclusion, and according to him, 5 practices that are essential so that the business enterprise will become efficient and productive. Mention the 5 practices that we have seen here. Coming to the brief of administrative management theory under classical theory. The author is Fayol. He has told about 6 responsibilities of a manager in his theory. The responsibilities are organize, command, control, coordinate, plan and forecast. Also, he developed 14 principles of administration that influence how managers should lead their teams. In the coming video, we will see the different 14 principles of administration. The brief of this theory is, the author is Henry Fayol, the 6 responsibility and 14 principles of administration. Third theory under classical management theory is bureaucratic organization. Author Max Weber. According to Weber, the ideal business structure is based on 6 elements. Ideal business structure is otherwise called a bureaucratic system. What are the 6 elements? Clear division of labor or clear job description for each and every employee working in an organization or business structure. 2. Separation of the owner's personal and organizational asset. There should not be no mixing of owner's personal asset with the organizational asset. There should be clear separation. Third, hierarchical chain of command. It means one worker should receive command from only one superior, not from multiple superiors. For accurate record keeping. 5. Hiring and promotion of employees based on qualification and performance only, not because of personal relationship with the manager or superiors. And 3. Consistent rules and regulation. These are the 6 elements for an ideal business structure. So in this theory, remember, the theorist is Max Weber and the 6 elements of a bureaucratic system or an ideal business structure. The second class or category of theory is neoclassical theory. Neoclassical theory, as we have seen in the evolution diagram, it was identified between 1920s to 1950s. It is concerned with a human-oriented approach, and they emphasize the needs, drives, behaviors and attitudes of workers. ഈ തിയറിയിൽ മനുഷ്യന് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് കൊടുക്കുന്നു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മനുഷ്യത്വത്തിന് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് കൊടുക്കുന്നു. ക്ലാസിക്കൽ തിയറിയിൽ നമ്മൾ കണ്ടത് പ്രൊഡക്ടിവിറ്റിക്ക് മാത്രമാണ് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് കൊടുക്കുന്നത്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മണി ഇഫക്റ്റീവ് ആയിട്ട് യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് എങ്ങനെ ഓർഗനൈസേഷനിൽ മാക്സിമം പ്രൊഡക്റ്റീവ് ആക്കാം എന്നാണ് കണ്ടത്. വേറൊരു രീതിയിൽ പറഞ്ഞാൽ മനുഷ്യനെ മെഷീൻ ആയിട്ടാണ് അവർ കണ്ടത്. ഇവിടെ മനുഷ്യനെ മനുഷ്യനായിട്ട് കാണുന്നു. അതാണ് ഈ തിയറിയുടെ വ്യത്യാസം. 2 theory comes under this category. First is human relation theory and behavior management theory. About human relation theory, the author is Elton Mayo. He conducted famous experiments called Hawthorne experiments to formulate this theory. The findings gave rise to Mayo's human relation theory. In this theory, he states that employees are more motivated by social factors than environmental factors. He considers social factors like personal attention or being part of the group. If employees are given personal attention or if they feel that they are part of the group, then he say they are more motivated and they will be more productive rather than adjusting or giving more money or improving the working condition. This is a summary or conclusion of human relation theory, the importance of human relation to improve productivity. Remember the Hawthorne experiment. He came to the conclusion or he came to the derivation of human relation theory by conducting Hawthorne experiments. Second theory is behavior management theory. It is otherwise called a human relation movement theory because it addresses again the human dimension of work. These theorists believe that a better understanding of human behavior at work, such as motivation, conflict resolution, understanding the expectation of workers, group dynamics, improved productivity are needed for productive organization. An organization will be productive if there is better understanding of human behavior at work. That means a manager should motivate the employee, there should be conflict resolution, they should understand the expectation of the employee, they should understand the group dynamics, and there must be conditions of improved productivity. Coming to the major behavioral management theorist, you can see 4 authors and 4 theory. These are the major behavioral management theorists. One is Abraham Maslow, his theory is needs theory. Second, M. Grieger, his theory is called a theory X and theory Y. Next, Heisberg, his theory is called a motivation hygiene theory. And last, Mary Parker Follett, she is called as a mother of modern management and her theory is principles of coordination. Here in this diagram you will see the common behavioral management approach. The common management approach followed by all the before mentioned behavioral theorists. For behavioral theorists we have seen. So they all follow a common management approach. It includes a flat organizational structure and team. Second, the important functions of management. These behavioral theorists consider the important functions of management are leading, motivating, and communicating. And these theorists follow participative and democratic style of leadership. That is the end of neoclassical theory. So far we have covered the definition of management theory, the classification, the evolution, and then we have seen the description of classical theories and neoclassical theory. Now we will see modern management theory. What this theory highlights? It highlights the complexity of an organization and the complexity of individuals. It also highlights the diversity of individuals' needs, motivations or motives, aspiration and potentials. Otherwise, these theories say every organization is complex as well as every individual is complex. Also, since they are complex, their needs are also diverse. Like needs, their motives, aspiration and potentials are also diverse. The theory under modern management category include systems theory, contingency theory, organizational humanism, management science, and holistic management. About the systems theory, the author is Bertalanffy. Fee. The full name of the theory is General Systems Theory. Here, what is a system? The Bertalanffy Fee defines what is a system. A system is composed of interacting elements. These interacting elements are affected by their environment. Because of this interaction between the elements, the system can evolve or self-regulate. The system can evolve means the system can develop new properties at any time. Also, the system can self-regulate means it can correct by itself. Its deficiencies can be corrected by itself. That is what is meant by a system according to Bertalanffy. The author forwards or introduces 3 concepts. One is entropy, second synergy, third subsystem. related to this theory. The entropy means the tendency of a system to run and die. It means any business structure at any time can run down and die. ഏതൊരു ബിസിനസ് എസ്റ്റാബ്ലിഷ്മെന്റും എപ്പോൾ വേണമെങ്കിലും തകർന്നടിയാം. ആ ടെൻഡൻസി അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ ഫിനോമിന് പറയുന്ന പേരാണ് എൻട്രോപ്പി. അതൊരിക്കലും സംഭവിക്കാൻ പാടില്ല. രണ്ടാമത്തേത് സിനർജി. ഇറ്റ് മീൻസ് വർക്കിംഗ് ടുഗെദർ the parts can produce something greater than the same that is produced by their own. വളരെ സിമ്പിൾ ആയിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞാൽ യൂണിയൻ ഈസ് സ്ട്രെങ്ത് എന്ന് പറയും. ഒറ്റയ്ക്ക് നിൽക്കുന്നതിനേക്കാൾ നല്ലത് ഒരുമിച്ച് നിൽക്കുന്നതാണ്. അതാണ് കൂടുതൽ പ്രൊഡക്റ്റീവ്. അതിന് പറയുന്ന പേരാണ് സിനർജി. The third concept is subsystem. It means the whole, that means the business is built on subsystem, which themselves are built on more subsystem. ഒരു ബിസിനസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരുപാട് സബ്സിസ്റ്റംസ് ഉണ്ട്. ഓരോ സബ്സിസ്റ്റംസും are made on furthermore subsystem. These are the three important concepts under system theory: entropy, synergy, and subsystem. Next theory under modern management is contingency theory. The author is Fedler. His full name is Fred Fedler. According to him, there exists a set of leadership traits that are effective for every situation. In other words, different situations demand different leadership traits. So, the leaders must be flexible and adapt the particular management style depending on the market, the business, and the team demands. Summary: author is Fedler. Different situations need different type of leadership style. Otherwise, the managers must be flexible and adapt according to the situation. Third theory is organizational humanism. This is an extension of behavioral schools of neoclassical theory and hence has much in common with behavioral schools. The underlying philosophy of the school is that the individual need to use all of their capacities and creative skill at work as well as at home. Organizational humanism theory has common characteristics with the behavioral management theory. The philosophy of this theory is that the workers should use all their capacities and creative skill both at workplace and at home. The fourth theory is management science theory under modern management theory. Management science theory is also called a quantitative management theory because this approach believes that most of the organizational and business problems can be better solved using different mathematical and statistical techniques. Statistical and mathematical formulas or technique can be applied to solve different business problems. So this is called a quantitative management theory. This theory has its origin in the military system of organization during World War II. The last theory under the third category is holistic management theory. It starts with the idea that the business is a system which is built on subsystem. So, the managers are responsible for coordination to ensure the larger organism, that is, the larger business, to continue to function successfully. Every organism consists of different body systems. If one system is abnormal, the total organism will be abnormal. Similarly, for a successful business system or the business system to be successful, every subsystem has to function properly. That is the concept of holistic management theory. Holism means, or holistic means, as a whole. Learning and change are major components of this theory, and the learning is encouraged and made available to everyone starting from bottom to top level. ഇത്രയും നേരം നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞത് തിയറീസ് ഓഫ് മാനേജ്മെന്റ് എന്ന ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഒരു ഷോർട്ട് നോട്ട് ആയിട്ട് ചോദിച്ചാൽ അതിന്റെ ആൻസർ നിങ്ങൾ എങ്ങനെ ആൻസർ പേപ്പറിൽ എഴുതണമെന്നാണ്. ഒന്നും കൂടി ബ്രീഫായിട്ട് പറയാം. നിങ്ങളുടെ ആൻസറിനകത്ത് എന്തൊക്കെ കണ്ടന്റ് ഉണ്ടാകണം എന്നുള്ളത്. ആദ്യം ഡെഫിനിഷനെ പറ്റി എഴുതണം. അത് നമ്മൾ ആദ്യം കണ്ടു. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് മാനേജ്മെന്റ് തിയറി എങ്ങനെ ക്ലാസിഫൈ ചെയ്യാമെന്ന് എഴുതണം. 3 കാറ്റഗറി നമ്മൾ കണ്ടു. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് എവല്യൂഷൻ ഓഫ് തിയറി എന്ന ഡയഗ്രം വരയ്ക്കണം. പിന്നെ ഏകദേശം 9 തിയറി നമ്മൾ മെൻഷൻ ചെയ്തു. ആ 9 തിയറിയെ പറ്റി വളരെ ബ്രീഫായിട്ട് മെൻഷൻ ചെയ്യുക. അതിനുശേഷം ഒരു സമ്മറി എഴുതി നിങ്ങൾ നമ്മുടെ ആൻസർ കൺക്ലൂഡ് ചെയ്യുക. ഇത്രയും ആയാൽ ഈ തിയറീസ് ഓഫ് മാനേജ്മെന്റ് എന്ന ക്വസ്റ്റിന്റെ ഷോർട്ട് നോട്ട് ഇവിടെ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ആയി. നെക്സ്റ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ വാസ് enumerate the following. That is, enumerate 4 theories of management. You can write this answer like this. തിയറീസ് 9 തിയറി നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചു. അതിൽ മേജർ മാനേജ്മെന്റ് തിയറി മെൻഷൻ ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് എപ്പോഴും നല്ലത്. ഈ 4 എണ്ണമാണ് മേജർ മാനേജ്മെന്റ് തിയറി. 1 സയന്റിഫിക് മാനേജ്മെന്റ് ബൈ ടൈലർ, 2 അഡ്മിനിസ്ട്രേറ്റീവ് മാനേജ്മെന്റ് ബൈ ഫയോൾ, 3 ബ്യൂറോക്രാറ്റിക് ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ ബൈ വെബർ, 4 ഹ്യൂമൻ റിലേഷൻസ് തിയറി ബൈ മേയോ. Thus we have come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share with your friends.